Welcome back to a Made in Northern New York special in my living room, checking in with Northern New Yorkers all over the world in theirs. Now, we head to Mexico. Joining me now from the capital of Mexico, Mexico City, a resident of Watertown originally, is Christopher Sutton. Chris, how are you doing?
Hey, Alex. I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good. Well, I know that you rescued a dog not too long before all this came into play. Ended up not working out so bad for you. Now you have a little quarantine companion. How are you both adapting there?
Yeah, he's probably doing better than I am. He loves the fact that I'm around 24/7 now. We're able to get out for walks, a few times a day and kind of stay active and stay sane in that way. So.
Now, Chris, on a little bit more of a serious note here, it's no secret that less fortunate communities, both here in the United States and around the world, including there in Mexico, have a severe lack of testing available and resources available for folks that need it, which is really why the social distancing came into play to begin with, to lessen the burden there on hospitals. What is this like there in Mexico?
Yeah, like you said, there's pretty wide disparities between kind of the upper classes and the lower classes for sure. And I know a lot of the boroughs in Mexico City that are a lot more densely populated and a lot poorer have been struggling a lot more. Although they are doing some things, they just recently announced a lot of there's kind of a private hospital sector and a public hospital sector that generally don't interact. But they actually just announced that they're opening up a lot of private beds for non-COVID related illnesses to free up more space in the public hospitals for COVID related hospitalization. So they are trying to do things to help those that don't have the same resources as people who would be going to the private hospital systems.
Well, I know that you have lived all over the world and traveled all over the world, and a lot of folks, just like us right now, are getting to connect with people that they wouldn't normally be able to, or at least be able to as regularly with the use of Zoom. Have you been able to talk to any of your friends from around the world, and how are they doing?
Yeah, definitely. Most people that I've been able to talk to are doing okay. A friend in New Zealand, they're actually coming near like wiping it out in New Zealand, so doing really well there. I have a friend who was in Taiwan when this started, but actually went back to Canada to stay with family and ride this out. So, and a lot of people that have done that where they were on the road at the time and decided to go back home and kind of ride things out in their home country. Yeah.
Now, I know that one of your sisters here in Watertown is pregnant and due in June, so congratulations to your entire family. Have you had any plans to come back and meet your new niece? And I hope you are still able to do this. I think she's due in the end of June, right?
Yeah, end of June, early July. Originally had definitely planned to come back. I still would like to and still think it's likely, but kind of want to play everything by ear and wait till a little bit closer. But definitely plan to get back as soon as I'm able to and connect with family and see the new baby.
I talked about this with an interview we did with somebody in England earlier about kind of even though this is obviously so terrible and so awful, there has been kind of a sense of togetherness and an overall positive message. Are you seeing that at all in Mexico?
Yeah, I mean definitely. There's been the big slogan here is "Quédate en casa," like stay in your house. But you see signs up even on the local restaurants that'll be like, "Hey, we're doing takeout and delivery, but quédate en casa." And you definitely see a lot of people kind of from all over, coming together and realizing how important it is and taking the necessary precautions.
Well, I hope that you stay in your casa there as long as you can, and then you come back to your Watertown casa and see us as soon as possible and get to meet your niece. Chris, thank you so much for taking the time, and stay healthy, okay?
Thank you. You too, Alex. Take care.
You might have noticed that Chris and I mentioned the lack of everyday resources people are struggling with right now. If that feels like something you're going through, you can call the United Way 211 resource line. Stay with us.
Later on, we head all the way to Japan with someone from Clayton. And after the break, we talk to a member of the Watertown Altieri family living in Italy.